Okay guys, got my tail light out. Show you how to do that in another video and how to remove the bezel around it. Wet sanded it kind of smooth here. Then I got my tail light thing here. The reason I got these out is, I don't know how well you can see them cracks coming from the heat from the sun. Well, they stand out really good, and I noticed when I kind of wet sand it, it kind of covers them up more. So I'm going to cover these with VHT just to see how I can prolong them. I don't like my reverse light as dark as everything else. So what I have here is this clear laminate. It is clear laminate from Doug. It's like a shelf liner, just cover stuff with it. But I'm going to put it over this and then use my X-Acto and cut that out. So I can do layers on these and less on this. I'll probably do 2 layers, take that off, and then do a layer all together. So the reverse light won't be as dark. It don't have to be perfect. There's just a line that the knife kind of followed going around, and that's what I stuck with. So that's going to stop that from getting as dark as everything else. What I'm using is Niteshades. Made sure it was dry. Then I put a dab of gas on that. Paint thinner works well, but I don't have any. But I just wipe these down with gas and make sure it's completely dry of that, and then start laying your coats. First one's going to be a tack coat, which means it's going to be pretty light, and then the next you layer on. That's just one pass for the tack coat, back and forth. You can see the light still covered right there, and then it's already looking a little bit darker, and them spider cracks are already getting hid. So I think I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more coats. I'm going to pull the tape off and see how it goes from there. But so far I'm already loving how it looks. Alright guys, as you can see, I did 1 more layer. Then I pulled the tape. I used a pick and I started from the middle. Don't start at the edge because you're going to scrape what you already did. Start at the middle, pick it up, and then walk it around. So the next layer will be adding it over the light too, over the reverse light. Alright guys, if that looks a little dark to you, that's because it is. And I'm going to show you why I get mine darker than what I actually want. As you can see though, the reverse light is lighter than the rest of it. Hopefully it's picking up on camera. But as soon as that's dry, I'll show you my method. Guys, I had a spot right here that kind of fish-eyed. I don't know why when I just put the gas on it. I should have fixed that. But all I did is I took a microfiber towel, put some gas on it, wipe this whole part down, and then I'm going to recoat this separate from this to get it back up to that and see if that fixes it. And just like that, guys, it did the trick. There's no fish eyeing. Fish eye is where it looks like little circles where the paint is not adhering. It's actually like walking away from a circle or a little area. That's just because of contaminants on there. So now I'm going to give that a little bit longer. I'm going to come over here. Now that I got this off, I'm going to do my final 2 passes. And like I said, I get it darker than I want because I'm going to show you all the next step that I do to get this how I think is perfect. Alright guys, that's all on the coats. Like I said, that one's got about 2 less than everything else. I think I did 5 total. And I'm going to let them dry, and then I'll show you all my next procedure to get them back down to a level, make them look even and acceptable. Alright guys, on the SN, the bezel goes in between here, so you can touch and feel and make sure that it's dry on the bezel. Now this is dry, but I'm going to give it some more time, along with the other one I just painted, because I want them to be 100% ready for me to do my next step. Alright guys, as you can tell, it's tinted. You can see through the back of the reverse light there. You can almost see through the back right there. But I put it on extra thick like this, a little bit darker than I want, because I go back with the plastic polish. Now plastic polish is just a super fine rubbing compound, so while it's polishing this, it is going to take some off and it's going to knock down the level. Now I'll only hit these areas, there in the surface areas. So I normally use Plastex. Plastex is a much better product, but I don't have any. So I'm using my mother's plastic polish, and I'm using my drill with a wool pad. The foam pad I've never used. I've heard that it can cut a lot faster than it'll cut through. I don't know, but I'm going to use this and the plastic polish and just knock some of that down and smooth it out. So if you look, it is already getting a little bit lighter. I can see through it a little bit better, so you can see the backing. So you just keep doing that till you take it off, and you'll notice if you turn it just right, you can see some orange peel. So you keep hitting it and it'll smooth all that out, and you can see this right here where I've got. But yeah, it's already getting lighter. So I'm going to hit it a few more times and then go to the other one. This is giving it the 3 hours to handle. I didn't give it 24 hours to cure because I want to be done in that time. Alright guys, hopefully y'all can tell this is the one that has not been done yet. So see how dark that is? See how dark that reverse is? This one has been done. You can pretty much see right through the reverse, and it's not picking it up that great, but this one is definitely not as dark. I wish I had a better camera to show y'all, but it's definitely taken down a tone or two, and then I'm going to polish this, and I think everything's going to be great. My main thing is when I hold it up, I try to look, and you can kind of see right there, there's a bit of a dark spot coming over the red background. So I'm trying to get all that out, but all in all, great, and it covered up my cracks. So hopefully everything looks great when I get it polished up. Little man is having a blast with his pool. Alright, this is a little bit better view. You can see how dark that is. No red tint. See how that's got a red tint you can see through? It's because I knocked all that down. Versus that, where it's just the top coat. So that one's pretty smooth. I'm going to hit it with some wax or something to make sure it stays good. But I'm fixing to hit that one, and we'll see how they look. Alright guys, I am losing daylight. As you might be able to tell, the sun is setting back there. But we have the tail lights tinted and on. And I'm going to see if I can get somebody to push the brake for me and see how these bad boys look. I'm going to have Trinity press the brake for me. Go ahead. And it looks like... let's see over here what's going on. So either I have a brake... Yeah, I got a light out that I didn't even know about. So these two are lit up over here. And this one is not over here. So I got to figure out what's going on with there. I didn't even know that was going on. But as you can tell, they're pretty uniform. I don't have a lot of splotchy areas. I don't know how well that's showing up on here. There we go. Yeah, that's not working. So, alright, let me see something real quick. Alright. Finally got it working. It was just the bulb had come loose when I put it in. Need to pay attention to that. I can still see the spidering in the dark, but in the daytime it's completely gone. So that's a plus there. I do think in the future, I still love that, that when I get new taillights, I might get them professionally sprayed with a gun. But until then, this is going to do. And I'm quite happy with it, so we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, we're back in the day. I do want to bring these down just a hair more. So what I have is some 2500 grit sandpaper. I got this little sanding block that I'm just going to put it over, and I'm lightly going to take this down. Last night I noticed a little bit darker on the bottoms here that I needed to get more, so I'm just going to go about wet sanding this a little bit more and taking it down. Alright guys, so what I did is just took that block and I kept going over it using soapy water, keep spraying it. Now you can see the texture in there. That's for the orange peel, and I've almost got it all out. You don't have to get it all out if you don't want to, and a lot of it can get the rest of the way out with polishing. This side looks a little bit better. I just did this side over again, and we're going to go back and hit that one a little bit better and see how it looks. But I can already see it lighter in person. On camera, of course, it ain't showing up because it's just the foam. Now I got a bottle of straight water and I rinsed them off. Now you can see it pretty good where you can see through it better. Hopefully it's showing up good. So there's sanded and there's polished. Now how y'all can tell, but there's a place where it kind of got a little light right there, so I'm gonna have to touch that up. I'll show y'all how I address that in a minute. But first we gotta polish this out. I am using a foam pad, but I'm using the one for headlights. Apparently there's different ones, and certain ones will cut right through. I may have got that too hot, or it may not just have good enough coverage in that one area. So we'll see how it goes. So guys, how do you fix a mistake? Well, you tape it off, you put your gas or your solvent on a rag, and you wipe all the stuff off. Every bit of it. Make sure you start clean. And then you're going to spray it back on again. Now remember how many coats you did. I think it was about 4 coats. So we're going to have to do that. The wind is blowing kind of crazy, so I don't know how well this is going to turn out. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. It was the middle one on both of them. I don't know why. I guess because the way it was sitting, it just kind of ran away from that area. I don't know. But get them cleaned up. Get them mask them off and then clean them up. That way you don't touch the other ones with your gas rag or solvent rag, whatever. As you can see, that's 2 layers on there. Now I'm going to do another one so I can let it dry and bring it down. Now I put this, because the wind's blowing pretty good, before I spray painted, I put this up to block all the wind. It's just a tote lid. That's only got 1 coat on it. So you can see the red in there, and that one's a little dark. So I'm going to hit both of them, get them nice and dark, and then let them dry and bring them back down. And then I just hit that one the other coat. And the thin spots are now a thing of the past. Just repeat the process. After you do that right there, you'll buff them back out. Make them match up with the other the best you can. It's never going to be 100% perfect, but you can get it lighter than tint. Where tint, you only have really the option of being light or being dark. There's no in between. That's why I like VHT. VHT, as you can see, is very forgiving. If you mess up, wipe it all off, start over. There is nothing to get too caught up on. I'm sorry if you're getting a lot of wind noise. Any day I pick to paint, it decides to be windy. If I wasn't going to paint today, it'd be so dead you couldn't breathe out here. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys see the end results. Go follow my Instagram, and I'll post up the pictures in there. Until then, thanks for watching.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't